A chocolate brownie is a must-have dessert for Valentine's Day, but today we'll dress it up with a smashable chocolate candy heart. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. We'll start by making the candy heart. For this, I just used some red candy melts, about 1 cup, and to that I added about a teaspoon of vegetable shortening, and then I microwaved the mixture in 30-second bursts until the entire thing was melted. Making this candy heart actually took me 2 tries, so I'm going to show you my first attempt and why it didn't work, and then I'll show you a better method for making this heart. I started my first attempt by using a brush to spread the melted candy melts all over the mold. By using the brush, I thought I'd be able to get the nooks and crannies of the mold better. So what I did was I painted the heart mold in 3 coats. And between each coat, I froze the mold for approximately 5 minutes in the freezer. One thing that's really important to note about covering a mold like this is to get the edges of the mold because they're prone to becoming thin and brittle. And the other thing is to scrape down the sides of the mold after applying each coat. This made sure that the heart was level and that it wouldn't break when I took it out of the mold. Here's the reveal for my first attempt for the candy-coated heart. As you'll see, it turned out fine, but I still wasn't happy with the quality because it did have some blemishes on the top and on the sides. I did, however, like the thickness of the mold. With so many blemishes, there was only one thing left to do: smash the heart and try again. Here's my attempt number 2. I found that the best way to make the candy heart is to pour the chocolate directly into the mold and tilting it to cover the edges and the sides. This prevents any blemishes from forming from the brush strokes that we saw earlier. To cover the very far edges of the mold, it's best to use the brush to thicken the edge. You can also use the brush to pick up the pooled melted candy at the bottom of the mold and pull it towards the top edges of the mold. When you do this, do it very carefully and not touch the bottom of the mold, or it will lead to blemishes like it did the last time. Once you have the edges covered, it's time to check for any vulnerabilities within the mold. You can do this by holding up your mold to a bright white light and seeing where the lighter spots are in your chocolate, and then reinforcing them by brushing more chocolate on those exact same spots. And just as before, be sure to scrape off the excess chocolate off the sides of the mold. Once you've done that, freeze the mold for 10 minutes in the freezer. This is important to give the heart a shiny finish. After freezing the heart, it's time to uncover it. When you're doing this, it's best to use saran wrap or gloves to avoid getting fingerprints on the heart. Here's a closer look at my second attempt. As you can see, the heart's much smoother and there are less blemishes. Now it's time to make the brownie heart that'll lie underneath the candy heart. I took my favorite brownie batter and then cut out a heart shape that was slightly smaller than the mold that I used. After cutting out the brownie heart, I made my chocolate ganache that I would pipe right onto the brownie. For this, I used 2 cups of dark chocolate chips along with half a cup of heavy whipping cream. I microwaved the mixture in 30-second bursts until I had a very smooth and shiny ganache. After microwaving the ganache, let it come to room temperature before putting it in a piping bag fitted with a round tip. Pipe the dark chocolate ganache all around the heart until it covers the entire brownie. Then it's time to decorate. I chose to add strawberries and a few of my favorite sprinkles on top of the ganache. The sprinkles that I added included mini hearts from Wilton, some gold sanding sugar, and some silver white pearls. But really, the choice is yours. In fact, underneath this candy heart, you don't even have to have a brownie. You could include secret messages or small gifts, such as jewelry. Once you're done decorating, you can add the chocolate heart right on top and hand yourself or your friend a mallet to crack it open. Along with being just a fun thing to do on Valentine's Day, this brownie was absolutely delicious. I hope you give it a try. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one.